Hello people, I'm Dar, Silent J, and here we have the ER25K from Echo1, and this is one damn good AEG. What we got here is pretty much, as you can see, the gun is incredibly long. It has a silencer, which is kind of cool. This gun here has a very large barrel. The point is you can pretty much use this as an electric sniper, per se. The FPS is very impressive, shooting at about 400 with .2 BBs, which is very nice. One thing about this gun that really makes it exceptional and just a very good AEG is just the insane firing rate that's on this gun. I mean, that's because it houses a 9.6 battery, and as you can see, a very impressive rate. By the way, that was loaded, so your wall is riddled with holes now. Anyhow, the gun is, as you can see, the gun has a very nice firing rate, and pretty much, big FPS, big firing rate. That's just recipe for success right there. The gun comes with a lot of little perks that are kind of cool. One being this silencer right here. Unfortunately, it's a mock silencer, so it doesn't really do you much good, but it's kind of cool. To take it on, you simply pull this tab. You can take it on or off. Oh, the tip of this gun is something to mention. Unfortunately, when we got this, especially if you live in Colorado or somewhere where it is the law to ship it with a orange safety point, unfortunately, there is no instructions on how to remove that. In fact, that's not really supposed to come off, which sucks. Because in order to put any extension or anything on this gun, you have to put on this little black tip that comes with the gun separately. And so what you have to do is you have to remove the orange tip on the gun. Be very careful removing it. There is a small Allen key. It is also glued. And remember, you have to turn it to the right. It's righty-loosey for the airsoft gun. Be careful. I almost stripped the entire pretty much grooves on the gun here trying to get that off. I accidentally turned it left or right. I was an idiot. My bad. But once you can get that off, you can attach this little black tip here, and then you can put on the silencer or anything else that suits your needs, which is pretty cool. Indeed. What Silent J is trying to tell you is that when we got this gun, the charging handle, which is supposed to normally pop open the hop-up, didn't work. We don't know why. We think if something was just attached. We're hoping this is just, unlucky defect that we happen to have. But this is a very annoying ass problem. It sucks because in order to get to the hop up, I need to get a knife or some sort of sharp object and pry open this in order to turn the pop up, which really blows. Also, another bad feature. Oh, by the way, the gun is fully metal except for the stock, or except for this part of the stock right here, and the trigger, and this handle right here. Whatever. One thing that sucks about the gun is that the battery that comes with it, which is, by the way, it's housed right here in the stock of the gun. It's a Nunchuck 9.6 volt that comes in there, and that's all good. But unfortunately, the battery is a nickel alloy based gun, or base battery, which pretty much means if you know your batteries, it has a memory effect, which what that means is that if you pretty much charge the battery and then use it, say, halfway or something, the battery tends to remember that's how much charge it has, and what the problem is that it can pretty much limit to how much you charge the gun to that amount. What I'm trying to say here is this battery is very easy to ruin, and you're most likely going to end up having to buy another battery offline, which sucks because that could be another $30 to $50 depending on what you get. The aiming system, oh, that's right. The stock, it works. It's adjustable, which is kind of cool. It houses the battery and a MOSFET fuse system, which, if you know what that is, it's pretty much a chip, and long story short, it makes the firing rate a hell of a lot faster. The problem with the stock, though, is that for whatever reason, the buffer ring here is loose. And every time you battle, yes, it can be very loose, and the problem is that you have to constantly have to be tightening this buffer ring, which sucks. It's easy. There is an Allen key or some sort of screw in the middle there that you can tighten it, but it's just a bitch to get to. Indeed, the aiming systems do suck. So definitely fork over some money to buy yourself an aiming sight or some sort of scope. Overall, this gun is with the sight and everything, you're going to just be spending around $300. This is a pricey gun. It's well worth it, considering that this is pretty top of the line for AEGs as far as, well, with a limit of $300 or so. This is the best of the best that you can get here. So it is worth the price. Indeed. The mag is a problem, or the mag is pretty standard. It's about a mid or a high cap, I'm not entirely sure. Your standard clip, pretty much. Indeed. Also, one thing that was a problem with the gun is that the gearbox, something in here, pretty much the loading dock, or the loading area for the bullets, when you put the clip in, is slightly loose. This whole gun could just use a tightening job, I don't know why. It's a little loose. You can see right there that metal tip where you load in the BBs. It can be loose sometimes, which means you have to be careful when you're putting in this clip so you don't accidentally break or shift the gearbox or something. So be careful. The good news is once you get that clip in there, it's pretty much tight. It's not going anywhere. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Probably won't put that up in there. Also, one last thing. If you're too lazy to take off the aiming system, you will have to buy a riser mount in order to put in your scope. At least that is, of course, if you wear a helmet when you play airsoft or a face mask. It's just kind of hard to see through. Exactly. Yeah. Pretty much overall, this is a very exceptional AEG or pretty much automatic sniper you can find. The FPS of 400.2s, the amazing firing rate, it's just an excellent gun. And pretty much top of the line for AEGs. By the way, this is made by Echo1, and yeah, this is your review of the ER 25K assault rifle. Very nice.